Hello, 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 hello. Great evening, great Wednesday evening. Got it right. Everyone, tis Catherine Beasley, and I am here with day 17 of our Self Everything series. And today's topic is self identity. The definition here that I have is right, it's the recognition of one's potential and qualities as an individual, especially in relation to social context. And I kind of did a mini take on this quote that really says it all. Whether you say you are or you're not, you're correct, right? Manifest the right shit. Um, and I say that to say that whether you believe as a person in the law of manifestation and the fact that you really do bring about what it is that you think about all day, what it is that you that you even subconsciously think, whether you're thinking about it, consciously and actively participating in these thoughts, or if they're just popping up, or a part of you, you're manifesting your life right now, and that's hard to hear, even for me, at times when things aren't going the way that I want, when I'm not being as productive as I want to be, when I'm not having as much success in the things that I'm trying to do, right? Ultimately, I am bringing about those results or the lack thereof, right? So, in that same vein, when you take the time to say, I'm not a morning person, when you're trying to develop the habit of getting up a little bit earlier, or when you say that you're not a runner, when you're thinking that, when you're trying to start running, things like that, right? What you say is what you manifest and what you become. And so when you are trying to do something like create a new habit, get rid of an old habit, then you want to make sure that you are claiming the identity you want to take on, right? You're trying to quit smoking, someone offers you a cigarette. Instead of you saying, I don't smoke, you say, I am not a smoker. That's a more powerful statement that your subconscious will take and run with, right? And it's right. You're not trying to stop smoking. You are not a smoker, and therefore the subconscious is going to take that in and it's going to help you to stop smoking for that reason, right? When you are trying to learn to play the piano, you can say that you are a pianist, right? Claim what it is you want and make it a part of your identity. And that's going to be a way for you to really make the changes that you want in your life stick, for you to really take on the persona of what it is that you're seeking, the goals that you're trying to set, and have your psyche stick with it and move you towards it a little bit faster, right? So you want to make sure that you have the correct self identity. And that's what I said, manifest the right shit. You want to make sure that you are claiming what you want in the positive and not speaking in the negative. When we talk about, speaking life into yourself and into others too. You should speak life into others too, right? This is how you're doing that. And you want to be conscious about what you say. Some of this, right, as you're making these changes and developing the habits that you want, some of this is going to be hard, right? And we talked about in a prior video how you it takes 30 days to develop a new habit at least. And so most of the gurus and the people who have been doing this forever and training this sort of behavior say that you have to do something for 30 days consistently before it becomes a part of you, before it becomes a habit and not something that you dabble in, right? Are you interested in things, or are you really committed to what it is that you want to do? So you want to make sure that you start this habit of talking well about yourself to yourself. And as always, if you fall back and fall down rather, and you end up backsliding and maybe you miss a day, or you end up backsliding, you start to have lots of negative thoughts, etc. Start that count over. You want 30 consecutive days of this activity that will help you to develop the new habit that you're trying to develop. So you want to make sure that you are spending the time to do excuse me, spending that time to do exactly what it is, taking the days, taking each day and fulfilling the promise that you've made to yourself, commitment to yourself to do what you need to do to develop that new habit. But when we're talking self identity again, we're saying that a part of developing that new habit, a part of going to that next level in your life, personally, business wise, financially, etc., is to take on that persona and act as if. I know that I have said many of the same things on multiple days, and there's a reason for that, right? Repetition is the master, and that's how you're going to master what it is that you want, right? So, you want to make sure that you're listening to this, that you too start reading whatever it is that you want to learn and become a master of, and continue to read the same things, but also new things about that same topic, so that you then have the 10,000 man hours that are required to make you the expert on what it is that you want to learn. So you will hear me repeat many of these topics because they all go together, right? Um, and we're talking about self everything, so it all just flows together. But self identity, people, make sure you're careful about what you're claiming about yourself, because what you say you are or what you say you're not, the fact is that it is true, because your body, your mind, everything is going to respond to what you're saying about yourself, and then act as if, behave as if the outcomes in your life are going to all flow with that, right? And I have, for one, have always said I'm not a morning person, and I've been trying very hard, right? Trying very hard to wake up a little bit earlier, right? So, starting now, I am a morning person. I love the mornings, friends. I'm going to get up so much earlier in the morning and make sure that I do the things that I want to do, because I wholeheartedly believe that that quiet hour is when you're going to get more stuff done for yourself. And like the Army says, right, you can get more done before 9 a.m. than most people will do in their whole day if you get up early enough during that quiet hour, focused, right? Because that's the time when you don't have the distractions. Keep your phone off. No one's getting up with you at 5 in the morning, right? So you're up at 5, you have those distractions, you don't have those distractions. You can focus on your tasks, get things done, and then you have the rest of the day to do whatever else, right? That's not the key activities that you need to get done for the day. Then spend the rest of your day doing those things. And if you intersperse that with some moments of relaxation, fine. But when you get up a little bit earlier, at least this is how I'm thinking about it. And again, many others who are really productive in their lives think about it and do, then the whole rest of the day is there for you. You've gotten the most important things done first, the things that really will move your needle towards whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. And then that way you don't have to worry about you have this whole day and now other people are awake, your phone is going, social media is going bonkers. And if you do business on social media, no matter how much people tell you to get off of the phone, that's what you do, right? And so you got to be careful about how often you're on the phone, but that's another story. But you have to turn it on, or you have to have it on in case there's something going on that you need to see. So get that mental attitude. All of that was because I was talking about being a morning person, right? So you want to develop that mental attitude about what it is and become what it is. Take on that persona of what it is that you want and want to be. And then it will come to fruition, friends. So I'm going to stop here. It's been a long day. I'm on earlier this evening because I am going to get some sleep at a decent hour, because I'm a morning person and I need to wake up early, so we need to go to sleep a little bit early for that reason. So hopefully this was helpful to you. Remember that you are who you are who you say you're not. Say the right things to yourself about yourself, and life will manifest it for you. If you got some use out of this topic, if it was helpful to you, even if it wasn't, right? I am one to accept constructive criticism. Let me know what you think about this. How have you been identifying yourself? What type of language have you been using that has prevented you from being your best and doing your best? We all have done that sort of thing. Like I mentioned, I say I'm not a morning person, or I'm not a runner, but and every time I talk about trying to run, I get back to that, and then I don't even make an effort for it. things like that, right? Or it could be something more major. But let me know. Give me some feedback, my friends. Let's interact with one another. And as always, again, join my Self Everything Facebook group. The link is in this description and in the description of this video, because we want to make sure we start to engage and have a community of like-minded people who are helping one another grow, helping one another um, reach whatever goals that we want, and supporting one another. So, with that being said, great evening, everyone. Hope you have a great one. I will see you tomorrow. Good night.